Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. As you know, EpicTourzZ is about fun, food, travel, while of course doing all of this while working from home or remotely, especially if you have a child. So if all of this applies to you, then of course you can subscribe, follow, share, like, all of those things. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so what we will be talking about today is, of course, some remote work ideas. So hopefully this can help for persons who are looking to either earn additionally, or if you want to actually find another full-time job, but this time from home instead of going into an actual office, then this is the post for you. It's quite a variety, but as you know, things change, times change. So please make note that this video is within this time frame, so you could always check. So maybe, okay, so also what I will do is for each work idea I talk about, I'll be creating YouTube videos about those different companies that hire in those areas. And if there aren't companies, I'll still show how you could find these possible jobs online. All right, and if you're interested in getting further details or a consultation, feel free to send me an email. It's in the description box if you want to work some more in terms of finding other alternatives. All right, so let's get started. The first thing that we're going to look on is just something general, and that's freelancing. Right, I think freelancing is a great way to earn. It's just a way of not being attached to like a specific company. So if you don't want to be associated with a company, then you could just freelance for different companies or even one company, but then you're still not linked to that company specifically. All right, so freelancing is good, and of course you have different ways that you could freelance. It could be by word of mouth, by actually marketing yourself, or if you prefer, you could go through one of those freelancing websites like Upwork, Fiverr, websites like those. Also, we'll be posting on Fiverr how you could actually create a profile and create a gig on Fiverr. So look out for that post coming soon. So that's it for freelancing. So that's one option. Another option would be tutoring. Right, tutoring is also another great way to earn additionally, whether you want to again freelance your tutoring services, or you can be attached to a company as well. Right, again, there are many companies that hire tutors. Whatever you're good at, you could definitely tutor in that area. If you're good at math, you could be a math tutor. Not me. If you're good at physics, by all means tutor in that. I'm sure there are persons that need help with that. Right, for example, with me, I teach English as a second language. It's really tutoring, right? But those are the different things that you could maybe tutor in. But it's just anything that you are good at, you tutor. I think that would be perfect for you. Good. The next thing that you could look into is doing transcription. All right, so again, I'll post a video on transcription, because there are some companies that everybody's used to as it relates to transcribing, but I'm going to mix it up with some of the companies you're used to, as well as some that you may not know, but they are hiring, because most of the transcription companies now, applications are full, but you do have some that are hiring that people don't really know much about or know really about. So look out for that post. I'll maybe add the card there later. All right, but another option is definitely transcribing, and transcribing is just changing from audio to text. So you listen to something and then you'll change it to text. All right, now to transcribe, that also does require some level of English, and most of the companies require that you do maybe a small test or something just to test your English skills or your typing skills or whichever. So pay attention to that. And usually before applying to a transcription job, I recommend that you have time, right? Because it might take some time for you to sit, listen to audio, go through it, things like that. So ensure that if you are applying, that you have the time. Some companies even require that you do things in like 24 hours, things like that. So make sure that you set the time aside when applying. Good? So that's transcription. And another thing that you could do is translation. I couldn't do that, but if you are good at some other language, by all means, right? If you could talk Spanish, if you can talk French, if you can talk Portuguese, if you can talk any other language, you can possibly find a translation job almost anywhere, right? There are translation jobs online. You could freelance your translation services. And to be honest, translating does pay well, because really and truly, not a lot of persons know, well, at least, let me not say not a lot. People do know other languages and stuff like that, but not a lot of persons actually think about translating. So it's really an option, and there is the demand for it. So you could always check out those too. All right. Again, we'll post on that in a different post on the companies. If you are not sure where to find them, I'll post on that as well, so you'll have it to look at. Now, another thing that you could do is bookkeeping. Yeah, so for all those persons who are good at that, you could find jobs for bookkeeping. You could even start your own bookkeeping business. Again, it's something that you could freelance in terms of within your country. You could find different companies that want that help, and you could offer your services to them. Or you could find companies through searching online, right? For bookkeeping, to be honest, I wouldn't say that you're going to have specific companies that hire bookkeepers, but you could definitely search in different avenues and find different companies that do want to bookkeepers. So it's not like one company that only hires bookkeepers. No, it's probably like a general company that does everything and they just need a bookkeeper. So again, we'll post on that. So guys, don't worry if it is that you're hearing some jobs that you're really interested in, but you're not sure where to find it. You'll see those YouTube videos coming up on each of these areas with companies that I would have reviewed in some sense where you could actually use them. All right, but this is just a list to get your mind open and to think of what you could possibly do along with either what you do already or to get yourself out of the regular 9-to-5 and into a different system. All right. Another thing that you could look on is digital marketing and content creation. You could do that because at the end of the day, if you realize that the direction of everything right now is technology-wise, everything is digital, everything is online. So if you are good in those areas, if you're good with social media, if you are creative, if you have all of those, then you could become a digital marketer and a content creator. Right? You could actually do them separately. If you want to just be a digital marketer, just working with the digital platforms and putting the content on for clients, things like that, you could do that. But if you just want to create content, that's another thing that you could do. So if you don't necessarily want to do the digital aspects of things in terms of going to social media, all of that, then you could just create the content for these persons. So again, another good option. Honestly, this is something that I love because it's so nice. And remember that with these things, a lot of people, social media, as an interview I did recently, it's not a get popular overnight thing. It takes work. A lot of people think it's so easy. It takes work. It takes planning. There are so many ways that you could actually plan your post so that way you don't have to physically be there. So that's another thing that you can look into. All right, if you love social media, if you love digital marketing, if you love everything that has to do with marketing in general, then that's another area you can consider. So another one you could consider is blogging. That's something that I recently started. You could check it out, EpicTourzZ.com. That tours with 2 Z's or 2 Z's. All right, so you can check it out. But blogging is also another way that you can earn, because of course, you know, with blogging, there are different avenues you could earn through, like affiliate marketing, courses, whatever it is. So you could actually become a blogger. Also with blogging, it does take writing. So if you love writing, then for sure, the blogging would be ideal for that. All right, so you could definitely consider that. also would create a post on how you could start. To be honest, if you want to become a blogger, just start. Like, don't wonder. Like, that's what I did. I had this idea in my mind since 2017. This is 2020, and I just decided to start, right? So you don't want to have those thoughts and those regrets of, what if I had done this when I felt like it at the time? No, just do it. All right? Remember, I said that. Just do it. Fearless. Another very popular and high in demand remote work is being a virtual assistant. Being a virtual assistant could pretty much take into account everything I just mentioned so far. So it's whatever skills you are good at, you just take those and maximize on it through helping different companies, different people, in whatever way. So whatever you're good at. So if you're good at digital marketing, you could become a virtual assistant in that aspect. If you're good at making phone calls, you could do that. If you're good at answering phone calls, you could do that. If you're good at typing, you could do that. Should I continue? Whatever you're good at, you can do that. And that's what I like about being a virtual assistant. All right. And of course, like anything else, you can create your own virtual assistant business as well. Right? People always need someone to maybe help them with their social media platform. They want people to help them market things. They want people to help them grow their followers, all of those things. And being a virtual assistant, you could do all of that. A doctor might want help with setting up his appointments, virtual assistant. Someone might want you to book their flights or it's literally like whatever you're good at, you could do it. All right. So you could definitely consider becoming a virtual assistant. And that's something you could do part-time or you could do it full-time. Again, the choice is yours. So think about that one. So the next thing that you could earn from is photography. If you are good at photography, even if you're not like super good, you do have like companies online that you could sell your photos through. Again, even on my blog site, I think I have around 20 companies that you can, sell your photos through. But some companies might require specific images. Like, for example, a company might say they just want black and white images, or they want images reflecting culture. So it's just, if you're good at photography, you have so many options. You could freelance your services. You could start your own company. Need I say more? Photography is a big business. And it has different areas that you can look into. So if you are good at that, or if you have even a smartphone that has a good camera, you could take some of those same pictures and sell them to some of these companies. Now, of course, every company, in terms of the selling and the pricing and all of that, it's different, right? Some might pay you a lot more, some might pay you a lot less. There are royalties, things like that. So because these pictures eventually most times become stock images, and people will buy these stock images. So that's another thing to consider. Again, in my blog, which is in the description, if you go to the blog post page, you will see a post on 20 companies that hire. But there will be a video on that also on YouTube. So you could wait for it, whichever one works for you. All right, so that's photography. This one also, now this could come under digital marketing, but if you want to sort of just freelance this on your own, you could become an SEO expert, right? So an SEO expert, got that, is what is wrong with me? Anyway, so an SEO expert is a search engine optimization. Right, so SEO stands for search engine optimization. So that means that you will be able to help persons, clients, websites, whatever, to get more recognized or more found easily on the internet. So if you are good at that, freelance your services. Because the direction is digital, a lot of companies are trying to get their names. When you Google search, you want that company's name to come up first in whatever area. So if you are an SEO expert, start your own thing or freelance your services, whichever, because companies are looking for that. The next thing is graphic designing. Graphic designing is another great way in which you could earn additionally, or you could earn full time, if you get what I mean, right? So you could actually do graphic designing. I know that there are a lot of apps and things now that help, like Canva, all of those different apps that help with graphic designing. But to be honest, I think that it takes so much to be a graphic designer, in terms of there are a lot of detailed things. It takes great art, it takes a lot, and you can get such good quality. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but like, graphic designing is something that I wish I was really good at, but I'm not. But I love it. I've tried teaching myself on Photoshop, but I was getting there, but it takes time to learn and stuff like that, which I didn't have at the time. So I have like basic skills. But I think graphic designing is a great way to earn as well additionally. Because even my logo, for example, I designed that. Yeah. Anyway, no, it's not all that. So that will show you that my skills are like beginner level, right? But graphic designing is another option that you can consider in terms of earning additionally. But just to make sure, if you're not sure what graphic designing is, it's just putting together like text and colors and pictures and all of those things together, whether to bring across an advertisement or something. All right, so graphic designing is an option. Another thing, this is more freelance, of course, would be event planning, right? If you are good at planning events, then you could actually start your own business. If you want to be a party planner, and you could even be like, the thing about starting your own thing is, whatever you do, make sure that you're doing something that stands out. So if you're being an event planner, that's all well and good, right? But then maybe everyone is planning weddings, everyone is planning this, everyone is planning that. What is going to set your business apart from someone else's, right? So that is the key to any business you're going to start. What is going to set yours apart from someone else's? So in becoming an event planner, just remember that, right? Are you going to go beyond and above in terms of service? Like, what is going to make you stand out? All right, but event planning is definitely an option. All right. Another thing that you could do is you could become a travel agent, right? If you love traveling and persons are always asking you about trips, stuff like that, then you could become a travel agent. Or even, right, so as a travel agent, you know, you could book flights, you could book hotels and things like that. You could even plan persons' itineraries for them, and you could earn from that, right? You even have, this is sidetracking a bit, but you have websites online that will pay you to type an itinerary for them, and then you'll get royalties from it. So again, there are these opportunities out there, so make use of it. So if you want to do traveling, then by far you could be a travel agent. Outside of the travel agent, another thing you could do is have tours. Tours is a booming new business, I'm realizing. A lot of people have been starting to do a lot more tours. I do tours, but I do tours for fun. It's not really a business. It's more like just a group get together and let's go here and find out the history, stuff like that. So I do it more as a fun thing, not really a business. So if you want to come on one of our trips, again, just send me an email. But you do have persons who do tours as a big business, and so that's another option. All right, there's so many things and guys, as you plan these things, try and expand. Because there's technology, don't just stick to where you're from, right? So if you're from Jamaica, don't just stick to Jamaica. If you're from the US, don't just stick to the US. Depending on what your service is, you can expand. There is the digital platform for expansion. All right, remember that. Another thing I know people do, and this is really just to earn some side cash, like a side hustle, are these online surveys. But if you're from Jamaica specifically, you can't necessarily work for all these survey companies because most of them tend to want persons from specific countries, Jamaica not included, right? But definitely you can consider that. That's another option. It's something you can do like in your pastime. You just answer a few questions or whichever. So you could do the surveys to just as a side hustle. This, I'm not saying you're going to leave your job. No, that's just a side hustle. All right. Another thing you could do is video editing. If you are good at video editing, then you could also sell these services to people, or you could find remote work. You have companies that need video editors. You have people that need video editors. You even have like YouTubers that will want video editors because they don't have the time to edit videos anymore. So guys, these are out there. I hope you're looking in the right place for them. Again, I'll post all of these things for you in videos because I didn't want this video to be too long, and if I was to talk about all of these jobs and all of these companies, we would have maybe a 3-hour video. We don't want that. So that's another option. Another thing is the call centers. Whew. Like, I get a headache when I talk about call centers. So the call center is another option, right? If you like the phone thing, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the phone, because you could maybe be like support, you help with like typing or email or stuff like that. But that's another option if you're looking for remote work. You have call centers where you can work from home. You don't have to physically go into the office to work. Like, my eyes are burning. Sorry. Right. So you don't have to physically go into the office to work. So you could also consider that too. All right. So the call center, and you know what call centers are. You have those outsourcing where you could either call. Guys, did you hear that? That was like a mango just fell. Right, sorry. So you have like outbound calls or inbound call centers that do hire online, all right? Or the text support or technical support, whatever it is. But you can find those call center jobs online too. Another thing that people also do is they sell courses online. Selling courses online is another great way to earn. Just ensure that the course that you are selling is a good one. It's one that's in demand and that it adds value, right? For me currently, I have, I'm working on some courses because, as I said, I teach English as a second language. So I do have my separate JA English Coach. You could follow it on Instagram, JA English Coach. So for that specific purpose, I'm putting together some courses because that will apply to a different market. Clearly, it's not for Jamaicans, but it will be for persons who are looking to learn English as a second language. All right. So courses are another good way to earn and put some additional money in your pocket. You have those platforms that you can create the courses on, like you have Teachable, and there's another one, I don't remember. But yeah, you do have those, right? Another thing I would talk about that a lot of people do not like are some of those direct selling or some people call them MLMs, but those just direct selling in general. I personally, I do it currently with about 2 companies. I still love it. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to stop. But for everyone, it's different. Not everyone likes doing it, right? You have different things. You have companies that sell products. You could do trading. You could do so many different things. You have the ones where they have like teas, or you have a lot of different ones. And a lot of people think they don't work. They do work, but they do also require work. So if you don't work, they won't work, if that makes sense, right? But that's another option if you are open-minded to things like that. For me, I was always a risk taker, always not necessarily going for the regular. So for me, that was a good choice. So I'll continue to do that. Another thing that you could do is you could become a voiceover artist. A voiceover artist is also another great option. If you have an amazing voice and you believe that your voice would be able to earn you some additional income, then you could become a voiceover artist. Unlike me, I don't have the voice, right? But then you have the companies that want a specific voice. So it's not like you have to have this voice or you have to have this voice. And also, to be a voiceover, it's good if you could give like different accents. So if you're Jamaican, but you could give a British accent, or you are from England, but you could give a US accent, those things do help. So again, a post is on my blog on that as well, different companies that hire voiceover artists. And being a voiceover artist means you could also be an audiobook reader. So if you're good at reading and you have that voice, you could be paid to read audiobooks. Again, there are companies that do hire people to read these books, so these are some options. Alright guys, so I know I went through quite a heavy listing here of work from home or remote ideas. Hopefully you will find something in there that speaks to you, whether you want to do it on the side or if you want to do it full time. I really do hope this helps. And again, as I said, I will be posting on each of these areas differently so you can get an idea of the companies you could reach out to. And also, if you realize, I have done some interviews with persons in some of these areas, so you could also check those out to get more information and a better understanding, a clearer understanding of what the job requires, what it entails. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to subscribe, like, share, help someone who is looking to earn additionally. It's been the pandemic, people are at home, people are looking for opportunities. Feel free to reach out to me, as I said before, if you are considering working from home. I do consultations, I help you through the application process, I help you through the interview process, depending on what the job is. So feel free to send me an email at EpicTourzZ.com, or you could go on my website and check out the services that I offer. Alright, so I hope this was helpful, guys. See you in my next post. Bye bye.